Hey guys, how's it going? It's UT, and as Madden 19 quickly approaches, I thought long and hard about who I wanted to build around in franchise mode coming into this game. So many great teams, so many potential teams to play with, lots of options. A few teams I looked into, like the Bengals and Chiefs, came to mind. Some teams seemed too easy, almost too complete. Some teams didn't seem intriguing enough. Now, after looking through it, the draft picks, who's sitting where, what the expectations should be, I found a team that I think has unique players, an intriguing situation, and a lots of future potential. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be taking over the Buffalo Bills. Now, Buffalo Bills, great history franchise, still no Super Bowl wins. I'd like to change that. Now, one of the reasons I chose the Bills is they have young players with good talent in key areas that should develop quite well. Young quarterback, inside linebackers, corners. The safety pairs getting up there, but still very, very good to begin with. Their defense itself is very, very good all around. And it looks like a fun team to be able to build with. You're in a tougher division. We're going to see another young quarterback in Sam Darnold, which is going to be awesome to see him. Mika Fitzpatrick on the Dolphins, and we're going to still have to deal with Brady and Gronk twice a year. So let's take a quick overview of this roster and players I want to talk about. We're going to start with the players who were drafted this year, and selected 7th overall was Josh Allen. Now, this guy was taken ahead of Josh Rosen, who was considered more pro-ready. But I like Josh Allen as potentially the second. He was my second quarterback going into the draft, ahead of Rosen, actually. The only guy I had ahead was Darnold. Buffalo did trade up. We got him 7th overall, as I said. This guy's a definite potential starter week 1 for me. I like the chance of him beating out McCarron. A really, really good chance there. He has a unique arm talent. And I mean, like a hot knife through butter when it comes to throwing this ball. It's just insane. He's very athletic. He played in that Wyoming offense, and it really got him moving around as well. I do see a lot of Carson Wentz in him. That would be pretty. That's a pretty ballsy comparison, but definitely something. He does have accuracy issues. That is going to be something we have to deal with. For a strong arm quarterback, it's usually an issue coming into the league. It's going to be really fun to build around him. He does need some pieces. Probably going to need a receiving tight end, maybe a couple other pieces. But he does have an awesome running back in LaShawn McCoy to hand the ball off to, so it should be pretty solid. McCoy definitely be a future in the offense. Moving to the 16th overall selection, Jermaine Edmunds. This guy is a freak. This guy is 6'5", and he ran a 4.54 40. That's insane. Like, that's really, really fast for a linebacker to begin with. Not super fast, but very fast to begin with. He also scored a 7.17 combine grade in real life. Now, I'm not sure if you know the way the combine grades actually work, but a 7.00 to a 7.49 is equivalent to a Pro Bowl caliber player, which is what I think he will be. Now, whether that's going to be first season or 5th season, it'll be interesting. He does need some work on strength. His point of attack isn't always solid. I'm interested to see how he develops. I really like the chances that he turns into an amazing linebacker. He could even be used in the sub packages, so I definitely see him as a 3-down inside linebacker, making plays in both the run and pass game. Now, these two players each have a unique skill set, both selected in the first round, and can easily become leaders on both sides of the ball. The 2018 class that the Bills selected is extremely solid, and I'm looking forward to being able to use these players. Now, we're not done. We still have Harrison Phillips, who was selected 96th overall. He led the entire combine with 42 reps on the bench. That is one more rep, actually, than Vita Vea, the Washington prospect selected 12th overall by the Buccaneers. He is very, very good in the run-stopping game, and in the 4-3 defense I plan to use, him and Kyle Long are going to wreak havoc on the defensive line and penetrate inside. Now, Kyle Williams. Kyle Williams is going to need to be replaced, as he is up there in age now. We're talking, I believe, 32, possibly 33 years old. But Williams does have an pass rush upside. That is something that Phillips is going to have to work on to potentially get that number one spot on the defensive line. Now, let's look at some players that Buffalo took last year that are now going to be going into their sophomore campaigns. And where else? Let's start with their first-round selection, Tre'Davious White. 27th overall selection after they traded back, and the man was a phenomenal player. 16 out of 16 games started in his rookie campaign. He had 4 interceptions and 18 pass defense. By the way, did I forget to mention one of those interceptions came against the great Tom Brady? This guy's going to be a key piece to the defense. He's going to be playing against top-tier wide receivers and is going to have to lock players down. It's going to be expected that he can play against guys like Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, players like that who are going to have extreme talent, and he's going to have to be able to show that he can keep pace with those guys. Now, the second-round pick they took was Zay Jones. To say his rookie campaign was underwhelming is an understatement. He only got 2 touchdowns and a little over 300 yards, and really didn't do a lot in terms of the team. Now, you can cite that on it being a run-heavy offense or whatever you think, but he's going to have to earn a roster spot, as he really didn't show extreme potential. I'm hoping that he is 6'2". He's not a super speed guy. I'm hoping if he can refine his route running, he could turn into a potential slot receiver for us. As we've all seen the new mechanics, we could really work him if he gets a decent amount of skill points. We could always work him into a slot player. And I think with Kelvin Benjamin on the outside, him on the inside, that could really open up a lot of options for us in both the passing, run game, and possibly a lot of play-action bootlegs. Looking good. Now, their third-round selection, which was actually right at the beginning of the... Oh, sorry, my bad. Not the beginning of the third round. It was mid-third round. It was Dawkins. So he was a tackle coming out of college. Now, they figured he'd probably play guard in the pros. I think I'm going to leave him at tackle. I think that's where he sits right now. I think that's where he's playing. He is 6'4", slightly undersized, but still is able to hold a lot of the bull rushes and is very good against that. He did start all 8 games on the latter half of the season for the Bills, including the playoff game as well, so 9 straight starts for him, and is a potential cornerstone piece for this offensive line. He looks like he has a great potential coming up. Does obviously need some development. I think this whole offensive line does, but it looks pretty good. I'm actually really excited. Now, as far as this team's key holes, I'd like to add possibly some cornerbacks that are a little bit more skilled. We do need to get somebody who can play across from White, and with it being a 4-3 defense, I don't blitz a lot of my linebackers. I'm not a blitz heavy guy. I like to sit in coverage. I do like sitting in either a 4-3 base defense for most of it, or possibly dropping into some sub packages, but it really depends. It's going to be a really unique situation. The Buffalo Bills are like an awesome team to rebuild, and I'm super excited to be doing that. That's all I got for you guys. Take it easy. Have a good one. Madden 19, August 10th, but if you get it pre-ordered, August 7th, and that's when we're going to start this franchise. Have a good one. Take it easy.